If you're thinking about moving to White House, Tennessee, here's the honest truth. This town has become one of the fastest growing areas of the state, and for a lot of buyers, it feels like the sweet spot between affordability and access to Nashville. But with growth comes trade-offs. So in this video, I'm breaking down the top pros, the top cons, and what's coming next in White House in 2026, so you can decide if this is actually the right move for you and your family. First, I'll walk you through the top 3 reasons people are moving to White House. Then I'll cover the biggest downsides that buyers need to know before they make a move. And finally, I'll talk about what's changing in 2026, because that matters if you're buying now and thinking long term. I'm Trevor Barber, a local real estate agent helping families protect their equity and move with certainty in Middle Tennessee. If you're trying to figure out where to live in the greater Nashville area, this channel is here to give you the real pros, the real cons, and the local insight you actually need. White House used to feel like a quieter, rural town that people mostly drove past on the way up and down I-65. That's changed. As of early 2026, the population is pushing close to 18,000 people, and it's become one of the fastest growing cities in the entire state of Tennessee. A big reason is people want more space, more value, and a little breathing room, but they still want to stay connected to Nashville. For buyers who are priced out of Nashville, we're just tired of paying premium prices for smaller lots, White House has become a serious alternative. It's suburban now, but it still carries a small town feel, and that combination is why so many people are watching this area. The first big pro is lifestyle. A lot of people move here because White House still feels quieter, calmer, and more community focused than many of the busier suburbs closer to Nashville. You've got neighborhoods where people actually know each other. You've got a slower pace. You've got less of that big city stress that some buyers are trying to get away from. And at the same time, you're not isolated. That's the key. You can still get to downtown Nashville in roughly 20 to 30 minutes depending on traffic, and the airport is still within a reasonable drive. So for people who commute, travel, or just want access to more jobs, concerts, healthcare, and big city conveniences, White House gives you that connection without making you live in the middle of the chaos. If you want the simple version, White House gives a lot of buyers a quieter home base without completely giving up Nashville access. The second major pro is affordability compared to Nashville and some of the surrounding hot markets like Hendersonville. Now that doesn't mean White House is cheap the way it may have been years ago. Growth has pushed prices up here too. But when buyers compare White House to many parts of Nashville and even some nearby suburbs, they usually find they can get more square footage, a bigger yard, or sometimes even acreage for the same budget. Maybe you're a growing family and you need more bedrooms. Maybe you work from home and you need office space. Maybe you just want a backyard that doesn't feel like a postage stamp. White House tends to appeal to all of those buyers. You'll also find a mix of housing options. There are newer subdivisions, older homes with character, and properties with more land. So it's not just one type of inventory. For a lot of people, White House feels like the place where their budget stretches a little further without moving way out into the middle of nowhere. The third big pro is that White House is very attractive to families. The area is served by well-regarded schools in both Sumner County and Robertson County, and that's a major draw for buyers with kids or buyers planning ahead. On top of that, the town has the kind of amenities families actually use. You've got the White House Greenway, local parks, and the splash pad. We also just got a new rec center. Those may sound like small things, but they shape day-to-day life. They give families places to walk, play, meet up, and stay active without having to drive too far. That's one of the biggest reasons White House works for so many people. It's not trying to be downtown Nashville. It's trying to be a practical, livable community for everyday life, and for a lot of families, that's exactly the goal. Now let's talk about the downsides, because no area is perfect. The biggest con right now is growth pressure. White House has grown fast, and when a city grows that quickly, infrastructure usually has to play catch up. Roads, traffic patterns, schools, public services, all of it feels the pressure. If you live here or drive through here regularly, you already know traffic is becoming a real issue, especially along I-65 and along the main roads feeding in and out of town. So yes, White House gives you access to Nashville, but that does not mean every commute feels easy. That's the trade-off. The same growth that makes the town attractive is also creating more congestion. For some buyers, that's manageable. For others, especially daily commuters, that needs to be weighed in very seriously before buying. The second major con is lifestyle variety. White House has improved a lot in terms of shopping and basic convenience. Retail has expanded. Day-to-day errands are easier than they used to be. But if you want a huge variety of restaurants, nightlife, entertainment, or more unique local options, White House can still feel limited. A lot of residents still head to places like Hendersonville or Nashville when they want more choices. So this really comes down to personality. If you're home focused and you mostly want space, peace, and practicality, that may not bother you at all. But if you're used to having lots of dining and entertainment options right around the corner, White House may feel a little quieter than you want. The third con is school overcrowding. Schools are one of the reasons people move here, but that same demand creates challenges. More families moving in means fuller campuses, busier pickup lines, and pressure on facilities. That doesn't automatically make it a bad place for families. Not at all. It just means this is one of those areas where popularity creates its own set of challenges. Buyers need to look beyond the headline of good schools and also understand what rapid growth can do to day-to-day logistics. If schools are a top priority for your move, this is definitely something to dig into neighborhood by neighborhood and county by county. Now here's the part that makes White House especially important to watch right now. The city knows growth has created pressure, and 2026 is shaping up to be a key year. First, infrastructure is a major focus. There are multiple road improvement projects underway, and the goal is obviously to relieve some of the traffic concerns that have come with all this growth. Second, the city is pushing for more commercial expansion. That matters because one of the biggest complaints in White House has been that residential growth has outpaced retail, dining, and services. Several new retail and commercial projects are expected along the main corridors, which should help the city feel more balanced over time. Third, a new public shopping center has become a major milestone for the area. For a lot of buyers, that may sound small, but in a growing suburb, that kind of commercial anchor signals momentum. It tells people this town is continuing to build out its everyday convenience and retail footprint. Fourth, White House is updating land use development regulations. That may not sound exciting, but it's actually a big deal. When a town grows this fast, how it manages development matters. Updated regulations can help shape where growth goes, how it looks, and whether the city can preserve some of the character that made people want to move there in the first place. And finally, the special census completed in 2025 is expected to kick in with funding benefits in July 2026. That should bring more state funding, which can support infrastructure and public safety. In other words, the city's not just growing on paper, it's also moving toward getting more resources to handle that growth. So who is White House really best for? It's a great fit for buyers who want more home for the money, families who want a community-oriented environment, and people who like being near Nashville without paying Nashville prices. It's especially attractive if you value space, schools, and a quieter lifestyle more than nightlife and non-stop entertainment. But if you need a super short commute every day, want a lot of restaurant and shopping variety right outside of your neighborhood, or get frustrated by growth-related traffic, White House may not be the perfect fit. This is one of those towns where the answer really depends on your priority. If you're deciding between White House and other suburbs north of Nashville, reach out to me directly. I'd be happy to help you figure out which area fits your budget, commute, and lifestyle best. Make sure you subscribe for more honest local videos. I'm Trevor Barber, helping families protect their equity and move with certainty in Middle Tennessee.